This AI startup wants to help job seekers get more interviews. That's next on the RecTech podcast.
Welcome to RecTech, the podcast where recruiting and technology intersect. Each month, you'll hear from vendors shaping the recruiting world, along with recruiters who'll tell you how they use technology to hire talent. Now, here's your host, the mad scientist of online recruiting, Chris Russell.
Hey again, RecTechies. Welcome to the only podcast that helps employers and recruiters connect with more candidates through technology-inspired conversations. So a few months ago, a new AI startup picked up $4.5 million in funding from investors such as Andreesen, Horowitz, and Abstract Ventures in an effort to help job seekers optimize their search. That startup is called EarnBetter. With the site, people can upload an existing resume to the platform, and EarnBetter will deliver a professionally rewritten and reformatted resume in minutes. It can also customize resumes and cover letters for each job in seconds. Their founder and CEO, Tuck Hauptfuhrer, joins me now from the Bay Area. Hey, Tuck, how's it going?
Good, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. So, resume tools, generally speaking, have not gotten a ton of funding from the VC market, and I've seen it over the years. There's been a handful, a really small amount. So my question for you is, what makes you guys different? Why did they choose you? And what do you think about why is your product so interesting and unique?
Yeah, I mean, just to start, we're an AI technology company that kind of helps people, as you mentioned, kind of reformat, rewrite the resume, scan through millions of job matches, find job matches for them, and then customize our application pack, a custom, cover letter and resume for each job that they're applying for. So, as we think about our vision, it's much more than just a resume. A resume can be a very tedious but also important part of the job search. It's your first impression to a prospective employer, and so we want to help job seekers deliver the greatest possible first impression by helping them customize and tailor that first impression to the kind of needs of employers. But also our vision is to help job seekers not just with resumes, but much beyond resumes. So finding job matches that are relevant, helping with interview preparation and training, and by doing that, helping kind of personalize the support that's provided in their job search. So the resume is kind of an entry point where we get to know a lot about a user and can kind of personalize support to them afterwards.
Yep. What's the origin story? How does this get started?
Sure. Yeah, a number of the co-founders of EarnBetter actually came from Credit Karma. So Credit Karma's mission is to help people make financial progress. And for many people, though, we just observe financial progress is hard to achieve without changing your employment situation, getting a better job and advancing your career. And so we wanted to provide a totally free solution that helps consumers, advance their career and be successful in their job searches.
Okay. It's free for job seekers, right?
100% free. It's something we've always felt strongly about, that job seekers need more support, not another bill. So it's really been kind of the core of who we are and the product and business that we want to build.
Just walk me through the user experience for a typical first-time user. Like, give me what does that look like?
Yeah, certainly. So, someone will go to kind of earnbetter.com, and then they will essentially, get started by putting in an email address. From there, then they'll be asked to upload their resume. When they upload their resume, they will then be asked a handful of questions. They'll confirm their work experience and get some preferences to help us customize their resume better, as well as help them find personalized job matches. And then once you kind of have that resume, you can then adjust it, edit it, have different formats if you'd like, and then look at the jobs that are relevant. So we find jobs for you, not just based on what you're searching for, but what's in kind of the, full background and resume that you have. So we really hope to kind of open the aperture of folks' search, not just to kind of what the keywords are in the box that they're searching for, but what we believe they're qualified for based on the experiences and skills they have in their resume. And so from there, once you find a job that you're excited about, we can help you, again, customize a draft cover letter and a resume for each of those jobs. And so you can edit those as you see fit. We can kind of look through and see if there are any kind of keywords or skills that are missing from your resume that you then have the option to add if they're relevant to your background experience. So really streamlining a lot of kind of the upfront part of a job search process and finding the right personalized job matches, and then putting together a really high quality personalized app for each of those jobs.
I'm assuming you're kind of backfilling the job search portion right now with just feeds from job sources.
Yeah, so we've got roughly 5 million jobs on the site today, and we've got a number of partnerships with job boards and agencies and nonprofits to kind of bring in really broad selection of jobs across geographies in the U.S. and industries to support kind of the job inventory on the site.
Yep. Tell me a success story, a quick success story from.
Yeah, of course. We had a user, Jordan, who was trying other sites for a while, would be applying to jobs and didn't get interviews for several months. She then discovered EarnBetter and very quickly got together a new resume and found a job that within days she got an interview that she hadn't gotten previously. And she landed her dream job as a residential advisor supporting individuals with disabilities, and that really was kind of her dream job. And so by helping her rewrite a resume, I think it showcases that there are certain barriers in the job search process. We don't know exactly why Jordan wasn't getting those interviews previously. It could have been formatting issues, tripping up, and not capturing her resume appropriately in an applicant tracking system. And so we really try to level the playing field. So, someone like Jordan might not have had, access to pay for a resume writer, a career coach, that type of thing. And we want to, with AI, bring those type of capabilities to people like Jordan so that they can be evaluated by the relevancy of their, skills and experiences, instead of, how a resume is formatted, how well it parses through the ATS, and some of those nuances that, unfortunately occupy too much of the job search process today.
Interesting. Job seekers don't typically like to pay for stuff, Tuck. So what's the plan to make money here?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's always been important to us to provide a completely free service. And so we, again, we believe that levels the playing field for job seekers. And so we make money when people find and apply through jobs on our site. And we find that that's, a great win-win, right? So when a user finds a job that they're excited about, that's a great fit, and they apply, that's obviously a great thing for them on the employer side. When they've got candidates that are engaged, that are well qualified and great matches for these opportunities, it's a win on their side. So we monetize through connecting people with employers, and we get paid as people find and apply through jobs to the site. So that win-win is ultimately what we're all about, is trying to keep both sides of that marketplace happy.
Looking for your next HR technology role? Go to your browser, type in hrtechjob.com, and browse hundreds of jobs with the best HR technology vendors. HR tech professionals finally have a dedicated job marketplace to find work or be found. Sign up for job alerts or post a resume. Discover jobs with companies like Workday, Phenom, HiBob, Deal, and more. You'll even find HR tech roles with employers in case you want to work with managing HCM or HRIS platforms. HR Tech Job, the only job market for HR technology careers. Join us at hrtechjob.com.
Can employers go on there today and post jobs, or how do they interact with you, if at all?
Yeah, so without getting into too much detail, we work with a number of kind of agencies and others to kind of bring on inventory to the site. So right now we're not working as much with employers directly, but we're always open to have discussions with employers. Right now we work largely through agencies and things like that.
Gotcha. Okay. What's your 5 years from now? What do you think the site looks like? Is it different? Give me a sense of where you're headed here with this.
Yeah, I mean, we think that, supporting in a job search, again, is the first step of the journey. And we're really helping with, as I mentioned, kind of that first introduction to an employer. We want to help you find a great job match. We also want to help you, provide a profile that highlights the unique skills and experiences that, showcases your candidacy or your qualifications for a role. But beyond that, as I mentioned, there's so many other elements of the job search, right? There's networking, there's interview preparation, there's just so much more that we can kind of build around to provide support. Generative AI is so powerful in what it can do, but it's also intimidating. It can be hard to use, and so we want to make that accessible to job seekers so that they can spend more time doing what matters, right? Whether it's kind of networking, adding another credential or skill, preparing for interviews, even just taking care of their mental health as a part of a job search, as opposed to the tedious aspects of scanning through hundreds of job descriptions or, formatting a resume or doing things like that. So ultimately, we see this kind of AI job search assistant helping not just at the beginning of the process, but throughout a job search, And longer term, we want to stay with you, not just in your job search, but throughout your career. So as we learn about your profile, there might be, upskilling or other types of opportunities that we can share with you to, not only help you in, a job search, but help you in your career longer term.
So so to talk I wrote a post on rectechmedia.com about the AI and the job search, how generative AI is going to be kind of weaving its way into the job search process. And I think you're onto something there, with the product overall. But I also see the vendors like, Indeed, the ZipRecruiters of the world launching these tools as well. And that may make you a prime acquisition target for some of those folks. But how do you think about the competing with some of these guys, the bigger players in our space right now?
Yeah, I mean, first off, we are focused on the job seeker. We are focused on, in particular, how we can harness AI in a way that supports them. When we started EarnBetter, we worked with hundreds of job seekers manually. When we, understood what's working in their search, what's not, where, what's most tedious, where can we use AI to kind of help them. And so we're really building a tool from the ground up with the job seeker in mind and these really powerful tools in mind. And so with EarnBetter, we want to connect job seekers with these really powerful tools, make them accessible, make them easy to use. And so by being really AI native in what we're building, what we're doing, we can kind of rethink everything from user experience, how we're capturing data, how we kind of stitch these experiences together, and not just kind of point products, but a broader solution. So it really is something we obsess about, is thinking about how we can kind of bring some of the really powerful aspects of technology to kind of all parts of the job search. And so we certainly expect and we hope that more tools are out there to help job seekers, because a job search is a really tough job, right? It's daunting, it's lonely, it's challenging, it takes a lot of time. And so if we're part of a wave that's bringing a lot more tools, a lot more support to job seekers, we obviously welcome the competition and expect it over time.
Yeah, the AI first job search, I think you're dead on there. You guys hiring at all? Building a team? What's going on out there at on the West Coast?
Yeah, we are building our team. Less than 10 employees now, so still relatively early in our journey. But we've brought on senior folks from a number of great talent companies and technology companies, and we expect to continue to be growing our team here in the new year.
Yeah. One more question. What have you learned so far about running the startup about the job search process, about maybe working with employers, or what stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've met just a wonderful, community of individuals. Obviously there's some people that have spent decades and decades and decades in the job search, and some, teams that are newer. But I'd say it's a very kind of close-knit, but also welcoming community that, I think across the board, we see so many, companies and individuals that want to make the job search better and see that there are kind of gaps and challenges with it. So, it's always been really exciting for us when we find kind of like-minded, kind of mission-driven organizations and individuals that see that there are kind of gaps in the job search process today and how employers find talent. And so I always just love connecting, and our team loves connecting with, like-minded organizations and individuals that share kind of that aspiration to make the search process a lot better.
Nice. Well, appreciate you joining us today, Tuck. Tell the audience where to go to learn more about EarnBetter.
Yeah, go to earnbetter.com if you'd like to upload your resume, share it with any friends or folks in your community that are looking for work or want to try out the tool. And then for any employers or others in the ecosystem, there's a contact page as well where you can get an email out to the right folks on our team regarding partnership or other types of opportunities.
Well, good luck, Tuck. I hope you make the job search better, and we certainly need that in this space overall. So again, thanks for joining us today.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
That will do for this episode of the RegTech Podcast. Be sure to follow us on the socials at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn via the @RegTech Media handle. It's every video and podcast and blog we publish. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Remember, always be recruiting.
Another episode of RegTech is in the books. Follow Chris on Twitter @ChrisRussell or visit rectechmedia.com, where you can find the audio and links for this show on our blog. RegTech Media helps keep employers and recruiters up to date through our podcasts, webinars, and articles. So be sure to check out our other sites, recruiting headlines, and HR podcasters to stay on top of recruiting industry trends. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon on the next episode of RegTech, the Recruiting Technology Podcast.